What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. We have Secret Village Shaddolls. Pork Elf. What just happened? Are you kidding me? That worked? I know you guys only saw that filled for a second, but, man, Secret Village is too strong in Yu-Gi-Oh right now. They might have to look into restricting that card to 1. Clearly that card is just too good. We have Dp-Ygo, 1733 versus Pork Elf 1701. Pork Elf is running Shaddolls with apparently Secret Village built in, and the card just it was just putting in work. Clearly, Dp-Ygo said that card is too strong. I'll just go to the next game and see if you don't join. All right, Shaddolls versus unknown deck. Now Dp-Ygo, he got top 4 at YCS Prague with Nekroz, and I know he won another YCS as well in Europe. So I mean, I assume he's playing Nekroz, but then I watched him play another game and he was playing Cleefort, so I really don't know. And honestly, it's possible that he could have just lost with either one of those decks. Like if he would have opened with Cleefort with like maybe Summoner's Art, Scout, like Sacrifice, and like MST, and then he just can't play. If he doesn't have like a normal summon, maybe his last card was like Monolith, you know what I mean? Like that would actually be a decent hand if you get the Scout off. But if you don't have a monster where you could attack over Construct, then I mean not Construct, Window, you would lose. And even if you did have a monster, it still wouldn't matter because you wouldn't be able to sacrifice, and you don't have any spellcasters, so you just get shit on anyway because Window would just sit there and beat your Cleefort monsters over. And then against Nekroz, if he didn't have like a Manju or a Sanju, then I mean he's just gonna get wrecked at that point because none of his guys can be, unless sure it's a warrior, so fuck that. I totally forgot, like, yeah, sure it's a warrior. Now it looks like he's going to activate L, and he goes for Squamata and Falco, which means he's bringing out Winda. I just traded my last Winda. I'm so sad. Alright, Falco comes back. Winda's always going to be my homegirl, though. I don't even care if I don't play Shaddolls. That deck was, we might have to do a top 10 most fun decks to play, and Shaddolls will be in the top 5. I promise you that. You guys tell me if you would watch that video, the top 5 fun decks to play. Some of them would obviously be competitive, but then some would just be fun, and we'll have a couple of troll decks in there. I think Mistake is an automatic add in Shaddolls, because the only card you ever add is Beast. Like, I mean, not Beast, Hedgehog. That's like the only add effect in the entire deck. Okay, so it was, what's it called? It was, oh, Mistake! Oh man, Pork Elf too good. Oh, he had the MST though. That kind of sucks. He could have literally just savaged him right there with that mystical space. I mean, that mystical space typhoon may have just saved Alpay's life. But yeah, Mistake seems like it would have been an automatic inclusion in Shaddolls. If I was playing Shaddolls, I would main deck Mistake, because I would just shut your plays down. Alright, so it looks like he's going to go for Manju. I think Shaddolls have to run like more traps now. Like I think they just have to pull back pull back the reins. Alright, so we see a very strong bottomless trap hole, and Alpay would be able to get the effect of Herald, but you have to keep in mind he just burnt his one normal summon, or his one special summon for the turn. I'm gonna have to do a buttload of editing. I started watching other videos and stuff like that. So apparently they've figured out the situation. Apparently here's what happened. Alpay summoned Nekroz of Unicorn. I actually wanted to turn the volume on so I would know when they were playing again. Nekroz of Unicorn, while Window was on field, obviously using his normal summon or his special summon for the turn. He then, the second that Unicorn hits the field, apparently it negates Window, which means that even if it dies, he will get another special summon. That's just with what they apparently agreed to. I don't know if that's 100% correct. It may even be like depending on where you play, you get that ruling, but I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I guess that's what they decided was correctly, was the correct way to play it anyway. Man, I'm being so, not articulate in this video. Alright, so you get Sharit. I was thinking that Trishula would be probably the most optimal follow-up play, Because this set obviously is Falco. He goes for Nekroz Cycle. Oh, no, okay. Well, Brio does just as well. And then he'll be able to search for Sharit. So once again, he has used that special summon for the turn. And he has a monster, obviously, that's bigger than Winda. He's asking if he does have the mirror. So Colossus is the same thing as the mirror. So, alright, we're going to game 3. Once again, this is teched out Shaddolls versus Nekroz. We saw that Pork Elf was playing Secret Village in the main deck. You saw that he also sided in Mistake. I think that Mind Crusher would probably be a card that he'd definitely want to run. I mean, I'm looking at Shaddolls saying if you can really, really tech out your deck to really hate on searching, there is a way that you can find victory in this meta. And I'm only talking about against Cleafort and Nekroz. I still think you will get smashed by Sertello Knights because I think that Diamond just made that matchup unwinnable. Because if you get Trevor and then you get Diamond, just prepare your butt. But anyways, I also don't think Yosenju is a very good matchup either, just because Winda does nothing in that match. But if you're mainly going to play those two decks, I think that there is a path to victory. Secret Village seems really, really good against Cleafort because they have no spellcasters in their deck. And if you summon a Winda, she is definitely big enough to where she can just sit on the field and they can't do anything unless they have skill drain because she's 22 and like, how do they get over her? You know what I mean? All you have to do is just constantly attack. I mean, she's immune to Mirror Force, so that's a card that a lot of them will play. And I don't know, it seems really good. He's asking why is he playing Shaddolls? I mean, not everybody wants to play the meta, bro. Alright, so he opens up with Mathematician. Keep in mind that is totally a spellcaster too, so Mathematician is really good. Secret Village, this deck has a lot of spellcasters. I mean, all the Shaddolls are spellcasters except Construct for some fucking stupid reason. They made her a fairy, and I'm still waiting on an explanation for that. Maybe you guys know it, but I mean, Mathematician is obviously, what's it called? Mathematician is obviously a spellcaster. So are all the Shaddolls. Even stuff like Dragon. Like, Dragon's a Shaddolls. I mean, Dragon's a Shaddolls, obviously. Dragon's a spellcaster. So he plays double Upstart. My man wants to see his damn Floodgate cards. He's like, I'm gonna see these Floodgate cards, son. And I ain't taking anything else. I'm not accepting anything else but these damn Floodgates. So Mathematician, obviously a strong opening for Shaddolls. Pretty much going first or second. You see him activate Preparation of Rites, and there is the Mistake. He has a Twister. That's unfortunate. Both times he's had Mistake, it has gotten hit with Twister or Mystical Space Typhoon. So he said Shadow Core. I'm honestly surprised he even left that in. It just doesn't seem like a great card to still have in, honestly. Alright, so he gets himself a Brio, which gets him Sharit. Yeah, I think I'd side that out for like Mind Crush or something like that. Summons Brio using Sharit. That can't be optimal. Brio is so not good against a Mathematician. Unless you're gonna like Trishula your opponent, obviously. If you Trishula them, okay, well there you go. If you're gonna Trishula them turn 1, it becomes largely irrelevant. And let's see if he happens to have, okay, looks like he doesn't have any type of response. I think I'd get rid of Shadow Core just because it's a Shadow card. Oh, he gets rid of Beast. And the card in hand is another Mathematician. That really, really sucks because you can't really say rib. I mean, if your plan was to nuke the board with Felis, I get that, but if you get Trish, you're probably gonna lose anyway. Like, let's just be honest about that. The whole game plan when playing against this deck is not to get Trishula'd. If you get Trished, you probably, that's why I like Stellar Knights. I feel like their chance of getting Trished is the lowest in the entire format. Because they play counter traps, they play regular traps, they play like infinite traps. Alright, so Skomata kills Trishula. End of main 2. What? Is he gonna do something else? Oh, what does he have? BLS in his hand or something? That seems so, wait, why would you just affect Veiler like that? Unless you were so thirsty to summon your BLS, but that doesn't make any sense. Because you summoning BLS doesn't mean game if your opponent is just like, oh, I'll summon Ganir next turn and just kill you. So let's see if he banishes or if he tries to attack. I would just banish. I'm not going to risk it on a Valk. So it looks like he's just going to activate the effect and banish it. Then pass turn. I guess he really thought that if the Nekroz player top decked another monster, he'd lose. So I guess it wasn't worth it. Now, for some reason, Alpay doesn't summon anything, which is strange. But I mean, it's a ritual deck, and sometimes you have all spells and you don't have any monsters. He's going to hit him for 3,000. Set one card. Oh, Alpay's just setting cards. This is not looking good. I mean, we could legitimately see a comeback here. Hits him for another 3,000, and Pork Elf will just set it more cards. Alpay finally gets a monster, and Mistake is chained. Mystical Space Typhoon is played on Mistake. My man has Mystical Space Typhoons for days. And that obviously should, it should make Alpay's hand, like, actually function now. You see him grabbing Brio and immediately discarding it for Charit. Oh, that must mean he has Cycle in his hand. He wants to play Cycle. Vanity's Emptiness is chained. Uh-oh. Oh, Lord. Oh, unless he has another. He does not have an MST. Are you kidding me? Well, I guess he burnt them all on mistakes. And he apparently didn't have Valk. He knows that he would have taken 1,600 and then obviously 3,000 from a direct attack. And Alpay just went from asking Pork Elf why he even plays the Shaddolls, or why he even plays Shaddolls, to just losing to Shaddolls. So one of the more improbable wins you'll see this format. Sometimes I watch Dueling Network and these matches never cease to amaze me. A random main phase 2 effect Veiler summoning BLS, and it just turned straight into victory. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching as always.